nice laugh, are you?
Australian legends!
Hey!
Sir, can you knock?
What's up, everyone? Adam from FWCI. This is the Ghostbusters pitch meeting from Ryan George, who does fantastic work. Go check out his pitch meeting channel. You know where it is. You know this guy does great shit. If you didn't know that he does great stuff, then you wouldn't be here watching me watch his great stuff. So go give the man some love. Give him a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Share the free virtual love around everyone as much as you want. Ghostbusters 1, 1984. I'm a lot more familiar with Ghostbusters 2, so I hope he does a pitch meeting to that one as well. But I have seen Ghostbusters 1 a bunch of times. This is the one where Sigourney Weaver is Zool, I think, and Rick Moranis is the key holder or the key master. And if I saw it again, I'd be like, yeah, that's right. But I think I kind of preferred the second one. Maybe it's just because we owned it on VHS when I was a kid. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but we owned it on a VHS. I could watch the movie at home anytime I felt like. I would just get the VHS out, open it up, pop it in, press play, Bob's your uncle, there you go. Oh, it was a simpler time. The box was all green and shit. I am a lot more connected to the second one, but the first one was a classic as well. By the way, if you do want to support the channel a little bit further, patreon.com/FWCI is where you can do it. It's just $5 redos a month to get early access to a bunch of my TV show reactions, movie reactions, bunch of other stuff on there as well. But let's jump into it. Let's see what Ryan George has to say about the classic 1984 summer blockbuster, Ghostbusters.
So, you have a movie for me?
Yes, sir, I do. I was thinking we make a movie where a group of guys go around catching ghosts and we call them the Ghost Arresters.
Well, that's not catchy.
It's not? It's not? No. Hey, maybe we say that they bust ghosts and we call them the Ghostbusters.
Kind of like Ghost Arresters.
And then we make a theme song where one of the lines is like, bustin' makes me feel good.
That's not appropriate.
We're doing it. So what happens in this movie?
Is it really? Bustin' makes me feel good. I did not know that.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
The movie starts with a librarian getting scared by a freaky ghost, and when something like that happens, who you gonna call? I don't know yet. Oh, that's right. Well, they call these scientist guys that teach paranormal studies at a university.
Okay, so tell me about these guys.
Well, there's Ray and there's Egon, and when we meet Venkman, he's trying to hook up with one of his students.
Using your position of power to hook up with girls is tight.
I did notice that happens a lot in this town.
Me too.
So this guy Venkman...
Very well done. I like the turn of phrase at the end there as well, but yeah, that's the 80s, and people were like, yeah, you know who's cool? Venkman. Yeah, and he's doing this kind of scuzzy shit. He's a lot less scuzzy in the second one by memory, though. I think the second one was a bit less adult. It was a little bit more toned down for that teenager / young adult dollar.
I mean, he's like too cool to actually care about this paranormal stuff, right? How are we gonna care about a character that's too cool to care about the thing that the movie's about? I was thinking we cast Bill Murray.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll play.
So they head over to the library and they get some ghost evidence and they see a ghost for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And they try to grab the ghost, but they don't really know what they're doing, and then they get scared and run away.
Understandable.
But then they find out they're getting fired from the university.
Oh, well, I guess since they have that evidence of the ghost, they can get funding for their research anywhere in the world.
No, they're gonna start a ghost catching business.
Oh, okay, but they just ran away from a ghost not knowing how to catch it, right?
That's right, but they figure it out.
Are they gonna go back and catch that library ghost?
No, they're just gonna start the business.
Is it that sudden? Do they just go from like, what are we going to do with a ghost, to like, oh yeah, Egon figured it out, now let's go.
Oh, I guess if they have the money to do it.
They don't. They take out a third mortgage on Ray's house.
Oh my God.
So they get set up in this old fire station. They hire a secretary.
Why are they already spending their limited money on a secretary?
What are they gonna do? Answer the phones themselves?
Maybe.
No.
Okay.
So they don't have any clients, but one day...
It's the 80s, you can't have men answering phones. That's a woman's job.
Dana walks in because at her apartment she saw some eggs cook and a demonic fridge dog said Zool.
What?
And so the Ghostbusters are all excited for their first client. You know, they need this.
Yeah, I mean, I bet they must be running out of money, so how does that go?
Well, Venkman goes to her place and tells her there is no ghost and then hits on her so much she tells him to leave.
Okay.
But then they get another client.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, there's this gross green Slimer ghost in a hotel.
Very exciting.
So they manage to catch this one, and then they become massive celebrities.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they're all over the papers. They go on Larry King. Ray has a dream where a ghost pleasures him. They're huge. They're very successful.
What was that last thing?
So now business is booming.
Yeah, he did brush over that quite quickly, didn't he? That's one of the crazy things about movies from like the 80s and 90s. Like, you remember it being like, yeah, this was a kid's movie. And then there's like one or two things that happen in it that you're just like, ooh, I don't remember that part when I was a kid growing up.
Hire a fourth Ghostbuster, this guy Winston.
I guess that could help. Now they can split up and go on multiple calls at the same time.
No, he's just gonna go along with them on the same jobs, but there are 4 of them now.
And that helps with the workload?
Not particularly, but there are 4 of them now.
And what's his deal?
He just walks in and he's the only candidate, so they hire him on the spot.
They're national celebrities and there's not a big lineup of people wanting to work with them?
That's what we're going with. They hire a stranger they know nothing about and strap a nuclear reactor to his back.
Oh my god.
So then Venkman goes to see Dana and he's
Yeah, you know what? The whole concept of this movie is quite loose, but it was the 80s. It was probably didn't seem that ridiculous back then.
like, hey, we have some info on your case. Let's go to dinner. And she's like, okay.
Wasn't she annoyed by his unwanted advances?
Yeah, but he's charming to her now because some time has passed.
How much?
Unclear, but then right before their date, she gets possessed by a demon dog.
Uh-oh.
And so does her annoying neighbor, Lewis. A demon dog chases him all the way from his apartment to the park.
Why him specifically?
Because
That works.
So Venkman shows up for the date, and Dana's all possessed-like, so he gives her 300 cc's of a tranquilizer to knock her out. Why did he bring that with him on a date? Hey, shut up. And then the NYPD dropped Lewis off with the Ghostbusters.
Venkman, what are you doing? That doesn't sound too... Yeah, that's a good point. Why the fuck does he have all that tranquilizer with him just because?
Why did he bring that with him on a date? Hey, shut up. And then the NYPD dropped Lewis off with the Ghostbusters because he was wandering around yelling crazy stuff, so they don't know what to do with that.
The NYPD has never encountered a person screaming crazy stuff in public?
Listen, that kind of stuff just doesn't happen in New York City. Well, and then stuff's gonna get really bad.
Uh-oh, what do you mean?
Well, there's this jerk from the EPA, right?
The Environmental Protection Agency?
Yeah, he says their ghost containment device might be dangerous, so he shuts it down without even knowing anything about it.
That makes sense.
But that frickin' breaks it and releases a bunch of ghosts into the city.
Uh-oh.
And in all the chaos, Lewis escapes and goes back to the apartment building, which is actually a ghost antenna.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it turns out the architect of that building worshipped...
Yeah, man. You know what? This is not the best pitch meeting, and I don't know if it's just because... This should be a better pitch meeting. I love Ryan George. I love his work. But something about this seems so dry right now.
this destructive god named Gozer, so he built that whole thing as like a ghost summoning device.
Oh, frickin' sneaky evil architect.
So while they're possessed, Dana and Lewis open this portal for Gozer, and then they turn back into demon dogs.
Why did those demon dogs need to possess people to then just turn back into demon dogs?
Oh, demonic reasons, presumably.
Oh, spooky!
So then the Ghostbusters confront Gozer, and Gozer's like, hey, choose the form of the Destructor.
Nice to be able to customize the apocalypse.
It is a pretty cool feature. So then Venkman explains to the other Ghostbusters that what she's saying is that whatever they think of is going to destroy them. So if they think of J. Edgar Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover is going to show up.
So J. Edgar Hoover shows up?
What? No.
Well, he just mentioned him twice. I thought that might make somebody in the group think about him.
Well, they somehow don't, but Ray does think of a marshmallow mascot, so a giant one of those shows up.
Well, it's gonna be tough to stop a giant.
So that's how the giant marshmallow guy. Yeah, I'm not overly familiar with this movie at all. This is every now and then I react to a movie on here that I'm like, like I vaguely remember this, but it either comes up in a Patreon poll or something like that. And then I watch it and I'm like, nope, don't remember any of that, don't remember a goddamn thing. I'm getting that vibe from Ghostbusters right now. I only remember the vague framework, but the details of stuff like how did the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man even come into existence? No clue. He just wished it into existence, by the sounds. Wished it with fear into existence. Yeah.
It'd be tough to stop a giant marshmallow man.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see, they cross the energy streams from their proton packs at the dimensional portal, and so that does the trick.
Oh, wow, they should have done that in the first place.
Well, there was a really, really, really high chance that crossing the streams would end all life on Earth.
Oh, okay, but it didn't?
No, it just causes a massive explosion at the top of the building.
So they died?
No, they just get some marshmallow fluff on them.
Well, great.
So then the day is saved, and Winston yells,
By the way, that was a big fucking explosion. Good point. They should be destroyed.
Love this town.
What's he talking about?
He hadn't said anything in a while. I don't know. I made him say that.
That's fair.
And so then they're all heroes, and Venkman gets the girl.
So the drugs wore off?
Yes. So what do you think?
Hey, I mean, it sounds like it could be a classic.
Oh yeah, no one would dare try to replicate this magic.
Well, Ghostbusters reboot image highlights the new team. What the fuck? Hang on. Ghostbusters reboot image highlights the new team. Oh, okay. I have not seen the female Ghostbusters movie. Nobody was recommending it, and didn't have time to go and give it a try. But let me know in the comments. What were your thoughts on that one? I did watch the new Ghostbusters one, not the brand new one, but the Afterlife, the one with Paul Rudd and Mike from Stranger Things, and who else is in that? Dan Aykroyd. We get all the boys at the end there. I really enjoyed that, and when the Frozen Kingdom does go up for streaming, I'll be watching that on the channel as well. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that reaction, make sure you subscribe. I don't know what it was about this pitch meeting. Something, it might just be me. It's honestly the end of a very, very long week. I might just be absolutely, like, wired. And it might also be because I'm not overly familiar with the movie after hearing that. There's just a lot of stuff that he said there that I was like, yep, don't remember that. But I'm not sure what was going on, but there was some kind of malfunction at the junction in this reaction, and it was still funny. Ryan George has his moments, and he still has some great points, and everything he says is very true. But for some reason, just wasn't hitting the mark tonight. But let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and patreon.com/FWCI if you want early access to my TV show, movie reactions, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.